was revealed this week by People magazine that former teen heartthrob David Cassidy, known for his role as Keith Partridge on the Partridge Family, announced that he is suffering from dementia and has decided to quit performing to focus on his health. He disclosed his diagnosis to People magazine by saying, "I was in denial, but a part of me always knew this was coming." This news was just released after he performed in Southern California this past weekend. He left fans really concerned because apparently some performances were a bit disastrous. He forgot lyrics, slurred words, and seemed confused.
Tonight may be the last time I play out here on the West Coast. I don't ever want to say never, but I'm not going to tour anymore this year.
You know, we recently were fortunate enough to have David on our show to discuss his own battle with addiction, also an eye condition that he's lived with for most of his life. We were worried about David during his visit. He was slurring words, answering questions erratically. Because of this, there were actually portions of his appearance that we didn't air, but in retrospect, it all makes sense, and this is some of that unaired footage.
I sing in the same way, you know, sing live, and I record with the musicians, something unusual these days, I understand, that I actually sing while we're recording, while we're doing the track, and it's a time that it's very interesting, I think, that we reflect upon the past and we reflect upon what life was like, perhaps in many cases, when it was simpler, nicer, kinder,
yes,
when we had our parents and they might have passed on. But I think that's what, you know, to me, causes the emptiness, the loneliness, so we try and escape it. I've had now, let me begin. When I was born, I had a hereditary, because my first cousin and my great-grandmother had a wandering eye. Sometimes I'd be cross-eyed. I actually have a picture from when I was like 8 years old from school, you know, as in grammar school, and they take your picture and my right eye is like cross-eyed. It's actually pretty funny. I've seen a couple of copies of it. I'm like, ah.
He's back in the studio, a holiday album out this
Christmas
year.
Album, David Cassidy.
Congrats.
Check it out, everyone. David.
DavidCassidy.com or iTunes. Thank you.
Stay well. You know, joining us now, board-certified neurologist Dr. Benjamin Emanuel of USC Keck School of Medicine. And the reason, Dr. Emanuel, we wanted to talk about this a little further is dementia is such a difficult diagnosis. A lot of people don't even recognize the signs or symptoms. And David was here recently, obviously what happened at his concerts. Does this new diagnosis now help explain some of his actions? And then we can get further into what a diagnosis means.
Yeah, looking at some of the video footage, it's a little unclear because typically, as you know, the signs of dementia are very subtle. It's just problems with memory and speaking, and sometimes it's a family member noticing one thing here or there. And it's a conglomerate of all the symptoms over time, and to be something so obvious is a little unusual. So it's hard to say what other factors were at play there.
So I think what you're saying, doctor, there may be other factors going on other than just dementia. Of course, dementia can be caused by a lot of different etiologies.
Mm-hmm. And often dementia is coexistent with depression when someone finds out they have dementia. So who knows what other symptoms are there.